What's up, and welcome to another episode of the Uncle Cyborg Show, where we talk about our favorite things about video games while keeping it rated E for everyone. I am your host, Super Nolan Man, joined by Dat Boy Few, aka Matthew Daniels.
Hello, today I will win.
Going boy. Sorry.
And that was the voice of the illustrious Hyrule King, aka Bo Mitchell. Welcome to the show,
Hello.
guys.
I'm gonna say he has a heart of
Excited for this
platinum.
one.
There you go, the man with the
And I'm
heart of
close to
platinum.
300.
Yeah,
300
he's just
pounds?
got to figure out which game
Might
it's
have
going
to
to
do
be.
a video about that. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah,
Stay tuned.
he's been recording his entire journey from platinum #1,
No,
and
I
it's
wish.
just going to be it's going to be a
That would have
documentary
been hours.
on the same tier as the Diddy documentary on Netflix. So they're going to be right next to each other. But anyways, that's okay. Anyways, if you haven't joined us for one of these before, today we are doing a draft of the PS4 library where we are looking to create our best lineup of 5 games. We will be doing it snake draft style. We did a little randomizer type thing going up ahead of time. We raced rubber duckies, and Bo won, followed by me, followed by Matthew. So that would be the draft order, and then it'll snake back around for round 2. So all that y'all need to know is that we have determined ahead of time that we need to pick at least 2 PlayStation 4 exclusives as part of our 5-game draft. So we'll go ahead
Honestly, you kind of won.
and toss it over to Bo.
All right.
And go ahead and break my heart.
Time to summon the power of boy. Because I am taking God of War 2018. Oh, my word. I love this game. Like,
as much as me.
Oh, someone punching me.
whoa. No, actually, seriously, this game, I would actually put this up there with like Zelda games. That's how good this game is, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Like, is the world design is immaculate. The music is out of this world. The level design is like top notch. It doesn't feel like it gets in your way with all of this stuff. It feels like the puzzles make sense for where you're at. The story is superb. Like, I think personally it's the best God of War story they've told so far.
Oh, absolutely. And I would say
Yeah.
it's the best cast of characters of any game that I've played, where every character
yeah.
was so strong all the way
And the
through.
combat is solid, crystal
Perfect.
clear perfection. Yes. So
When people
like,
talk about
obvious,
best,
perfect choice. Like 10 out of 10 game.
yeah, whenever
what were you gonna say?
people talk about a game that did well because of the director coming in and doing his thing, you're talking about God of War 2018 and Cory Barlog making the call to say, no, the Leviathan axe is going to be our bread and butter, and we're going to hold off the Blades of Chaos until you're on the back half of the story, and we're going to introduce in a way that is actually meaningful, not just for combat, but also for the Kratos having to face his demons.
Yeah.
Put that on top
And it
of
feels smooth.
top that
Like
top
switching
that
back
off
and
with
forth between them is like
oh, so good. Yeah.
amazing. Like perfect.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You
man.
have the locomotion chaining of combos together that really is what people expect from God of War. But with honestly, I don't know a game that has made the jump to a totally different style, going over the shoulder the way they did, like that game did. But it's superb. Well, great pick. It's
Had
my
to do it,
favorite.
man. I'm sorry.
It's my favorite game of that generation outside of Breath of the Wild. So, well, man.
Spur gets hard.
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Bloodborne with
All right.
with my
Great
first
game.
round pick.
Great game.
Excellent game. Outside of Dark Souls itself, the best level design that FromSoft has accomplished to date, and not necessarily best world. I mean, obviously, the lands between, but the it's while it doesn't hit me in the same way that it's Lodron did in Dark Souls 1, you still have a lot of the wraparound that you want, but this time it's a little bit of a spread instead of it being all layered on top of each other, and
Yeah, it's very
it's
flat.
it's very flat, but the way these places open up and bring you back around is very satisfying. And there are places that interconnect and things like that. I would say that game I would compare a lot to is it Talos 4 from Metroid Prime? Is what I
Oh yeah,
is what I would compare it to. But
a little bit.
put that on top of a really nice flow of combat that feels both weighty and not necessarily floaty, but you feel light on your feet in a way that you just don't get from their other games. I wouldn't even say Sekiro you feel as light on your feet, even though you're flying through the air a lot of times. Um, but build diversity, everything you expect from a FromSoft game is there, but with hey, now it's going to be all ethereal and you know we're gonna get aliens up in this joint. All oh, I can't think of the dude's name right now.
Oh, Amygdala.
Yes, but
I mean, there's a lot of aliens
I'm
type
talking about
stuff
like
in that game.
the genre. The genre
Oh,
is
Lovecraftian.
thank you, Lovecraftian. But anyways, uh, fantastic game. You're not gonna go wrong having that in your team.
Another solid 10 out of 10.
9.5.
What? Fair enough.
All right. For my first pick, I'm going to take the best game of the 8th console generation. Game that
Madden
there is no alternative or substitute for this game. I think it's a game everyone should play. That game is called Nier Automata. I've
Okay.
still yet to
A
play a
feeling you
game.
did that.
I've still yet to play a game with such varied combat. You've got regular action stuff, hack and slash, top down, side scrolling, bullet hell sections, and it blends it all really seamlessly. It's got some of the best music you'll ever see, and the best is music direction a thing? How the music
Yeah.
plays with the
I mean,
scene and plays with the
composition,
gameplay.
yeah.
I don't think there's a game better than it. Being able to transition between different dynamic songs and being able to switch between your regular music and seamlessly into the 8-bit, like when you're hacking and stuff. It's got a good story. It really picks up. It's a shame people didn't play past the first ending when it came out because everybody reviewed it and then they had to patch in, hey, play past first ending. This game isn't 4 hours long. But I think it's a game everybody should experience because it really turns into something really good. It's easy in my top 5 games of all time. And I think it's the best game from this block of years, whatever it's 2013 to whatever 2012.
Someday I'll make it past the first base or whatever it's called, the first little town.
First level.
Well, no, I made it past the first level, but then you go into the second level where it kind of opens up a bit, and then there's a little town.
Oh yeah,
That's as far as I've gotten. I hated that game, I'll be honest.
it's for Giga Chads,
I'm more of a
man.
Nier Replicant fan myself.
For Giga Chads, I can't help it. Chads. But that takes me on to my second pick here,
Yokotoro-san.
where I can take the second best game of this console generation. Devil May Cry 5. You heard it here first.
I had a feeling.
Read
Yeah.
it and weep. If you want to play like a
Good pick.
Matthew loves this game.
I don't like. Here's the thing, I shouldn't because it's combo based combat, and I don't like combo based combat. But it's like playing a blockbuster, like a action movie. It's over the top, a lot of over the top attacks.
Yeah.
The characters are all really big personalities. The way again they blend the music into how well you're doing. It'll kind of be like a little beat, and as you get your combos up and do better, the music starts to get louder or upbeat, which is why you should play on a harder difficulty because there's more enemies and you can actually listen to the songs. Because if you just play on regular, you're gonna get pretty good and just like kill stuff before the music really starts to pick up. It's unfortunate.
I've actually always wanted to play Devil May Cry 5. I just
Play it on your alternate
gotten the
account.
opportunity.
Platinum number 300.
Dude, that game is like if you can platinum that game, you're just good.
It's a hard plot, but It's doable. It's doable.
Is it no
Like,
hit or
probably
no
good.
death on Dante Must Die? Death.
I think it's no death.
Okay, no hit would
I've
be pretty
it's
crazy.
been a while. It's been a while since
But
I
yeah,
looked
play
into
Devil May Cry if you haven't, and also please release Devil May Cry 6.
it. They will. I guarantee it.
The game.
That
The only
series is
reason I
pretty
didn't pick
popular.
this game first was because it ends like at the as the point that you want to keep playing.
Mhm.
They hit to this big point in the story, and then they whoop. Makes me sad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to take my second round pick here, and that is going to be probably outside of God of War, my favorite PlayStation game ever, and that's Persona 5. Persona 5 is
Persona
I
5.
feel like you take it. Dang.
yep.
Oh well.
I'll trade you for God of War. Are we allowed to issue trades? No. Oh, Persona 5.
Surprised you didn't pick Royal.
I figured that they were included altogether, since they're just, it's not like a sequel or anything.
It's like a
just like the
different release of the game.
I kind of view it
I'm
as
just
a
messing around.
definitive edition. Well, can I say Persona 5/Royal?
I mean, I feel like it's the same game.
Because like
It is. I'm just messing
When you
It's
draft
ju-
a
it
game,
just
you're drafting
adds
the
an
best
extra-
version of the game. Like
yeah,
whatever's the
and
best.
that is definitely Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5 9.5, Persona 5 Royal 10 out of 10. One of the few
Sure.
games that I actually would give a 10 out of 10 to, because I'm very picky about that kind of stuff. My favorite cast of characters in a game, not the best, but my favorite cast of characters in a game, and what I compare every other Persona game to, and the reason that I struggle with 4 a lot a lot of times.
And if
But
they just got rid of Haru,
uh,
best cast.
dude,
That
right?
Haru.
Man, Haru is rough.
Jeez.
But
Yeah, she stinks. She's the
She's
worst.
so bad.
She should die.
yeah, Matthew, you gotta play Persona 5 sometime.
Never.
But
I'm
the
not playing. I
life
heard
sim
Haru's in that game, bro.
sections of this game are the best it's been out of any of the Personas. Every single character line as you're doing doing your, what do you call it? I was gonna say confidants. But you're basically doing your level up your relationship with everybody. This
Socializing.
is the best lines for most of them. I really didn't have a single character where I was like, I'm not enjoying where the story is going, except for Haru. But anyways, the best flow going into these dungeons of any of the games, I feel like 5, they finally nailed what someone like me wants out of these, in terms of good encounters, good dungeon designs, light puzzles, and not keeping me locked in here for hours on end.
Amazing music.
Amazing music. Honestly, probably my favorite soundtrack of any game ever. It's one of the
it's so
few.
good.
I don't put a lot of soundtracks in my Spotify, even though I love a lot of different soundtracks. This is one where half the songs are in my Spotify. Excellent game, top to bottom. It is one of those where if you're someone who can play turn-based RPGs, it is an absolute must.
Excellent game.
Maybe I'll play it if it goes
It's
on
style, the video
PlayStation
game.
Plus.
It basically is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and let's not forget that it invented jazz.
Yeah, invented jazz.
So,
It invented jazz.
yep.
All right.
Louis Armstrong has been real quiet since this came out. Duke Ellington. Anyways.
So, for my pick, gotta take a FromSoft game. And honestly, this might be a hot take. I absolutely love Sekiro.
All right.
Oh my goodness. It's for so many reasons. I think this game really knows. Okay, yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I really like Sekiro a lot.
I feel like so much fun to marry it.
Not in that way. I think it really nails, like, more so than a lot of other FromSoft games, that feeling of when you beat a boss, that feeling of like, yes, I finally did it. like because Sekiro like pretty infamously is really hard. I love that. That's the kind of stuff I really live for. And it just has this like really satisfying feel to the combat where you really have to nail the mechanics of deflecting. And to me that's such a great feeling just playing that game. I don't know how to describe it. Like it really nails the deflecting and then like zipping around on the zip line is so much fun. And the world is just absolutely gorgeous. Like easily one of the prettiest worlds FromSoft's ever made, besides Elden Ring. But I can't put that on here because we decided that's gonna be
But I can, and that's why I'm
another
jacked.
video.
It came out in 22, so we're only doing until 2020.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of a PS5 game. No, released on PS4.
Does that thing even run on the PS4?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
I have
it,
platinum
does,
on PS4.
it runs fine. There's no issues with it. It's just not as good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you ready for your round 3 pick?
Yes, and I'm gonna take my next exclusive.
Bloodborne 2.
To get it out of the way.
Right.
I am going to take Spider-Man, the first one.
Okay.
Yes.
This I did not expect from you. Please do tell.
So I am one of those people that don't feel like Spider-Man 2 is all that good. And I think they nailed it with the first game, and when they started doing all this other stuff, kind of muddied the waters, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like, it... I think Spider-Man is one of the best superhero games ever made.
Absolutely.
Like, period.
Yep.
And it just really nails that feel of, you know, you're zipping around the city as Spider-Man and you're solving, or not solving, you're stopping crimes. You've got a lot of the classic villains here, and I honestly another thing I think is better than Spider-Man 2 is the story. I think the story with Doc Ock is like, yes, perfect. It feels like perfect Spider-Man because it has, you know, that like devastation that you get a lot of times with Spider-Man.
Yep.
Where he just, you know, he can't do anything and he's just, you know, he's the down to earth guy that has all the problems hit and has all the rough stuff going on in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's classic Spider-Man right there.
Speaking of which, Matthew, I have a photo of when I got the platinum trophy on this, and I'm going to send it to you, and I'm going to let you paste it in here when he's talking about Spider-Man's loss.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. I will say, in terms of like gameplay feel, like over time, Spider-Man 2 is definitely better. This game has a lot of that like fatigue that the assault missions carry with them, where you like, oh, it's another assault mission, you have to save another person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, it's an excellent game, and like everybody should go play it. And I think everybody always says to go play it.
Yeah. It has a great lineup of DLC as well.
Yes, yeah, I actually really like the DLC.
Okay. All right. Well, with my third pick of the draft, I'm going for one that I don't think anyone saw coming as part of a PlayStation draft.
Really?
I'm doing it. I'm taking another 10 out of 10 game. I'm taking Hollow Knight.
I considered putting this on my list, but I wasn't sure if I should because we'd always talked about doing an indie list.
Wow, he stopped you from doing the indie draft. That's
If
messed
we
up.
if we do an actual indie draft sometime, we can redraft it. I don't mind if we do that. Just if we're doing other console ones, it's well, if we do an indie one, it'll be separate from all the console things. But anyways, yeah, 10 out of 10 games.
This is my favorite game ever, and I feel betrayed.
I wish that this is easily in my top 4. It is, for me, it is Breath of the Wild, God of War 2018, Elden Ring, Hollow Knight. And sometimes those mix around a little bit. Super Mario World is in there somewhere. Anyways, definitely a top 5 for
That's what
me.
we should
And
do is like a video where we just say
every
all
time,
the top games. Anyway,
right? Yeah, every time I come back to this game, it goes up and up the ranking. And after Silk Song, I got an even deeper appreciation for this game.
as it's
The
better.
combat is excellent, but here's where I'm gonna sell it over Silk Song. Is the enemy encounters and boss encounters are so intelligently designed in a way
Yeah.
that Silk Song was just not able to match. Now, of course, Silk Song, you have a wider diversity of combat options, and you have a really nice suite of abilities that all feel fantastic. It is really cool. Your movement, sure, it is better as Hornet, but
All that's
this
just
was
a better
before let's just
Metroidvania,
spam everything.
like in
Absolutely,
general.
and it did this great thing where you get the you don't have to wait till one section to get the Metroidvania. You get it from the beginning,
Yes.
where you step in, you drop down, you go out to the edge, and you see a late game area from the very start, and you can try to tinker around in there. Two of them actually that you try to get from the very start. There's some really nice sequence breaking that you can make happen there. I remember doing it on accident once and not being able to get myself out of it and having to restart. But
I do remember that.
the bosses are so clever in this game, and to the point where playing Silk Song, I was like, man, they really did put everything into Hollow Knight. They didn't have anything left to give creative wise, and that's not supposed to be
Yeah.
like some really heavy, judgment of Silk Song. Silk Song is still a fantastic game. Still a very high tier Metroidvania, just not what Hollow Knight was able to do with its perfect. It's the only game that I'll say has the perfect world layout. In
Yeah,
design,
it feels so
is so
perfect.
everything's so perfectly well thought through. Music is off the walls, amazing. I still and your first time going into the City of Tears is just, if you make it to City of Tears, this will be one of your favorite games of all time.
Yeah,
You will
YouTube
not
it,
go
see what
into
it looks
there
like?
and this not be in there. No, you have to make it in there yourself.
Oh, too bad. Maybe after Persona 5.
Maybe.
There you go.
Honestly, for you, Matthew, I think you should play Persona 5 over Hollow Knight just because of what I know about what you like in games. But Hollow Knight I would say Hollow Knight is the better game. Um, anyways, you can take it away, Matthew.
Weird.
All right. Bo, you're the Resident Evil guy around here.
No,
Would you say-
don't pick this one?
Would
What?
you say you're the Resident Evil guy around here?
Don't do it, man.
So
no,
you
man.
can tell us, Bo, heading into 2017, Resident Evil was
Oh,
you could say
okay.
it was
So bad.
it was making its deathbed. It angered the original fans. It completely alienated them from what they loved, and then the modern fans that they were getting didn't really think it was anything all that special. So 2017, they're in a really tough point. Come out with Resident
I
Evil
knew
7.
I should have taken it earlier.
2 years
Not my
later,
word.
in 2019, they changed the game with Resident Evil 2 remake, and I'm drafting that. All the remakes that you enjoy now
That
are
is
because
not
of
what I
that
thought
game.
you were gonna say.
That game was
Okay, so you
such a
did do Resident
good
Evil 2 remake.
remake that it was in Game of the Year conversation.
Mhm.
And now things like Oblivion getting its remake, that would not be happening without that game. Because until that point, a remake was just you kind of make it look a little nicer, and then you release it, and it's
That's what Oblivion is.
whatever. But this game, it faithfully recreated one of the classics of gaming, brought it into modern
Yes.
times, modern graphics, modern gameplay, and I think
Excellent game.
I think this game probably created a whole new wave of Resident Evil fans who are more willing to go back and play the old ones
Definitely.
because this one was
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good. And that's
This
why
is like the jumping off point. Yeah.
yep, I'm
for many
drafting
people.
it.
I'll be honest.
I thought for sure you were gonna say Resident Evil 7.
I
at
would
first.
the
I
boat part,
go-
the boat part, man.
I go as far as to say that Resident Evil 2 saved. I know that Monster Hunter Monster Hunter World was incredible for those people. I stand by RE2 as being the thing that saved Capcom, like brought them into this absolute renaissance they're in the middle of.
Be even better if they had Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
6.
there's several factors, but that is probably a big one. Yeah.
And now
All right.
for my second game, first pick of the fourth round here.
All right.
This one, whenever I think of this game, I always think of PlayStation. I know it's on everything else, but this is the PlayStation game to me. I'm taking Rocket League. This
Man,
is
good pick.
Here's the thing. I think it's one of the best games of all time.
That was
I
my
don't.
next pick.
You may not like what it's become, but taking a complicated thing like flying cars to the air and hitting a ball and making it accessible to dum-dums like us who would be able to just play together and just play Rumble or whatever and smash into each other and explode each other and maybe score a goal. And also have it be able to do trick shots,
So
being able to
bad
do
at
all
this
this air control with the flying and whatnot. This was a good time regardless of how good you were at the game. We were playing with guys who are a good deal older than us and weren't necessarily good at the game, but they were still having a good time. We were having a good time playing with them just because it's that kind of chaos where even if you're not super great at the game, you can still participate and still have a lot of fun. That's why I'm taking Rocket League.
Yeah, great game.
That's a great pick. Am I allowed to pick supersonic acrobatic rocket powered battle cars?
That PlayStation game.
What's that?
Is that one on PS4?
Yeah, no, that's what
Okay.
Rocket League was.
I thought it was like an earlier
robot.
game.
No,
Battle-
supersonic
played it.
acrobatic rocket powered battle cars is
Came out
Rocket League.
2008 on the PS3. Boom.
I know.
Can't draft that. That's the wrong draft, buddy.
Okay,
That's the wrong draft, buddy.
that's fine.
Got it.
Anyways, well, this puts me in a really tough space because that was the next game.
I feel
that
like
was
I'm having a
going to
good draft.
So I might have. You
That
are
was a solid
having a
one.
great draft here. That's a great pick.
You could draft
Um,
Terraria.
This is
Minecraft.
to the point where I'm gonna have to change it up. Minecraft would have been the last draft,
Minecraft
but
was last.
honestly, I'm saving that for the Xbox draft.
Battlefield
Um,
or
knock it off, Matthew. I'm trying to think.
Dark Souls 3.
You know, man,
Plants vs.
Why not?
Zombies.
this is a tough spot you put me in. So I'm gonna go with what was gonna be
On that
my
stuff.
next pick. And I'm gonna go. Oh, well, which of these should I do?
Both.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I'm between two games. But I need you to pick A or B for me.
B.
I
B for
asked
both.
Bo to pick.
I don't know.
Okay. Then I'm picking Ghost of Tsushima. The game the game that I was debating taking instead was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But Ghost of Tsushima is my fourth pick of the draft. And honestly,
Man.
Ghost of Tsushima by itself, a fantastic games. And that's what everybody's going to tell you about. They're going to tell you about how, hey, they finally did the Assassin's Creed Japan, but did it right and had really fantastic combat. The stances were pretty fire, even though they sometimes were a little bit weird to get switched between and get the handle of. They worked and they worked well. Your tools and an array of tools were fantastic. A real heartfelt story. I can't believe what they did to my favorite non-human character at the beginning of that third act, or end of the second act. I always felt like the ending boss fight, not the literal end of the game, but like the main villain when you finally take him down, was a little bit underwhelming. But you get to that final section there, and I've had debates with people about what should be the canonical, like what would Shinsekai actually decide to do. And
I was one of those people.
yeah.
We talked about that a long
I
time.
felt very strongly about it. But in addition to that, you also have what takes it up to a 10 out of 10 for me, and that's Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Free DLC that was
Oh man,
excellent
so good.
multiplayer with the best multiplayer raid I've seen in any video game ever, hands down. If you've played Ghost of Tsushima but have not done Legends, you're missing out on some of the best parts of the game on a
Super
gameplay
fun.
level.
Oh yeah. Man, everybody keeps picking the ones I'm gonna take. Dang it. That's a bummer. Well, I guess since he picked Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, nice.
Hey, who's that guy with the
Um,
glasses?
Oh man, you put me in a rough spot.
Play Matthew.
Well, yeah, I mean it's kind of, but I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was like the next one. I should have picked it instead of Spider-Man.
Yeah, you blew it on that one.
Ooh, on that one.
Oh well.
Well, what are
Well,
you gonna do?
I have another game that I played an absolute ton on PS4. Some people have mixed feelings on it. I think those people are crazy. I think this game is an excellent game, and that is Fallout 4.
You know what's funny?
Eh.
I was gonna draft it, but in my mind it's an Xbox. It's like it feels better like with the Xbox controller. So I was gonna draft it
Oh,
on
weird.
Xbox, but I'm glad it got taken. Good game.
Yes. Man, I absolutely love this game, and I especially love the Far Harbor DLC. Oh my word.
Or like
Easily one of my
Harbor.
get out of here. Easily the best Fallout, like anything I think Bethesda's ever done. Like it's got that amazing atmosphere with the fog. The creatures like actually really tough and terrifying, like nightmare fuel looking things.
Yeah.
And the story's super good. Like straight up gets philosophical in that DLC. Pretty neat stuff. The base game itself is also really good. The only thing that I would say I don't particularly love is the Automaton DLC is just kind of whatever. Nuka World I actually like. Some people don't like Nuka World, but man, what an excellent game! Like they absolutely nailed the combat. The story is really good. Some people don't like the story. I think, from a role playing perspective, if you don't like that the character kind of has some backstory, that could be rough for some people.
Yeah.
Just take it for what it is. You don't need to like role play your character all the time. Like if you take that equation out of it, it's a great game. Like get over it.
Yep. This is like
So
this game to me, the reason I enjoy it so much is it made, I don't know how. I don't know if it's just the world design or the lighting or what, but it finally in a Fallout game, it was just fun to walk around. And just like even though there I might not find nothing, specific, like really too interesting. I would just spend like Sunday afternoons just like on the games, like walking around, maybe work on my settlement a little bit, but mostly just like hanging out. And it felt like a really good game to do that
in that game. Yeah. Absolutely massive game.
All right. But before we get into round 5, remember, guys, as we head into this 5th final round, viewer, that you can look upon your screen now. Take a good look at what we got going on, because we will not be doing a verbal recap of these. But with that, Bo, go ahead and give us your 5th and final pick of the draft.
Oh boy. All right. So this might be crazy.
Baldur's Gate.
But I kind of think
You're
of
missing
this.
a JRPG.
He's going to take it right here. Final Fantasy 15. Let's go. Finally getting the respected thirds. Thanks, Bo.
No. I actually feel like the PS4, like there is JRPGs on it, but it's not really, I don't really play PS4 games for JRPGs so much. But one of my favorite games on here, and I kind of briefly mentioned it earlier in passing, but I'll just say it: Resident Evil 7.
Nice.
Right. I am such a big Resident Evil nerd. I have to take it. I can't just leave it there. Man, this kind of brought Capcom back from their
early grave.
Weird spot they put themselves in with RE6, where it was just action all the time, and they brought it back to horror, which kind of saved this franchise in general. I really love what they did with this game, and the DLC is a lot of fun. That I was actually legitimately surprised how much fun the DLC is. There's a ton of stuff to do. Like Chris's campaign, and there's blackjack, which is so weird. But it's actually a fun mini game, like of blackjack, where you have to like plan out your special cards, and it's pretty fun. But like the actual game of RE7 is so cool because it has, like it's back in a Resident Evil mansion, which is like one of my favorite things the series does is when it's in a tight knit area.
Mhm.
And the Baker family is legit terrifying.
Sure.
Yeah, they do some really cool stuff, and the game looks really good even now. It's definitely showing its age now that we're like in the PS5 era. Definitely like texture wise, but it still looks really good. Like the RE engine is no joke, and yeah, it shows with this. And first person Resident Evil, it works pretty well.
Yep.
If you
There's
would
a
have
lot
asked
of
me that
people
before
who,
this game, I would have said no way.
They're the VR version is like one of the first actual real VR games for a console.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to
And
be
I'll
fun
never
because you could set
forget-
your height. Then I would stand up
Yes,
really
that's what I
tall,
was
set
about
my
to say.
height, and then I get really short on the ground, set my height, and then I'd just be like towering above
stand up
everybody.
straight, and then the wife comes over to attack you, and she's like stabbing at your ankle instead of.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
But you can
Anyways,
same opposite. You
alright.
can get tall and get really short on the floor.
It's true, yeah. And then you're like
Yeah.
having to look up, and everyone's pretty good. So, with my fifth and final pick of the draft, I will be taking The Witness.
Witness.
Nice.
Saved this one for last because I knew that it hit for me more than anyone else here. If I just gotten God of War instead of
That's pretty
Bloodborne,
solid.
it would have been all 10 out of 10s for me. The Witness is my favorite puzzle game of all time. I love the it's got the ideal progression where it splits up in a way that's like, you have some options of what to do, but it's all going to bring you back around eventually anyways. But some of the environmental puzzles on top of the actual puzzles, because it literally is just do a series of puzzles on the screen, but sometimes you're going to have to actually use the physics of the world. Like you're going to have to get things lined up with the sun just right, or you're going to have to move things around to actually get your puzzle box work in there. And as someone who just likes to sit and do an individual puzzle and not have to go all over the place to figure it out, it's always in one nice little area there. It is the perfect puzzle game for a guy like me. But also, as it opens up and you start to get a little bit of like there's actually some lore to this place. Oh, there's actually a lot of really interesting world design things going on, and these kind of, not, I was going to say permutations. There are things that anybody can unlock, but the world shifts that happen and occur throughout. And honestly, one of the most enjoyable platinum experiences I've had, even though that in the Hall of the Mountain King section kind of took me a bit of time. When I finally put my head down and went for it,
I will
I
say,
felt very satisfied afterwards.
that is my favorite part of that game. I love that. Because it really is like, all right, you've learned all this stuff, now actually
Yep.
show us you know it. Which is pretty,
Yep.
like, platinum,
It kicks
like
so
people who
much
did
butt.
the platinum hate that trophy, but I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I suffered for a little bit, but I came
It's
out the end
definitely
of
hard.
it being like,
Yeah.
this was doable. I enjoyed myself a lot. One of my favorites of all time. All right, Matthew, give us the final pick of the draft, so I go put my kid to bed.
Alrighty, there's a couple games I want to take here just because I really like them, but I don't think I can only play 5 games. They
There's
would
so
make
many. Yeah.
it. I'm gonna take this one. I know a lot of people don't like it. You drafted Persona 5 Royal, right? Is that what you said?
I sure did.
I'm gonna draft its brother, Final Fantasy 15 Royal. I
I had a feeling you'd pick
like
this, yeah.
Final Fantasy 15. I don't care what anybody says. I think the whole like road trip thing, hanging out with your friends, I really like that dynamic. I felt it was a lot
You
more
would love
fun.
Persona 5.
I really like that.
Yeah, Persona 5 has that dynamic better.
Nope. Impossible. Because you can't take pictures
Okay.
of cup noodles like you can in Final Fantasy 15 only
That's
on
true.
the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. But what you can do is go on a great adventure. I really like what they did with the combat, being able to make it a lot more action-y, like a regular. I feel like that turn-based, like getting the combat, wait, just kind of like take turns hitting each other is antiquated. It can still be good, it can still be fun, but I like the direction this one a lot more. And if you get the Royal Edition, you get to use all the characters because originally you were just locked to Noctis. It also extends the end game, which would be your complaint if you were just drafting Final Fantasy 15. But you're drafting the Royal Edition, which completely overhauls the end game. Probably adds another like 10 hours to the game if you do everything. So
But art
I'm gonna
is
draft
super
this
cool.
one. Yeah, that game used to suck, but now it's good because you would literally just you beat E for it, you fight the final boss, and it was done. But now it's a lot more carries a lot more emotional weight having to go through because it also adds things like
Mhm.
Prompto's mission where he kind of feels like he's just not carrying any weight, and then he learns some stuff, and it kind of has this moment, and people like Gladio who just kill a bunch of people for fun, and then get a do a lot of character. I feel like you get to know a lot more about characters than you do in traditional
Yeah.
JRPGs because of that.
All right. Very cool. Great picks all around. Probably some of our best lists that we've done, but we're going to leave that up to you, the viewers and commenters, to define no to decide.
To
That's the
define the
word I was
relationship.
looking for. D word in there somewhere. You guys are going to decide down the comments below. Let us know who you think won. And remember that if you enjoy these, we're going to keep doing a few more. We're going to be switching over to Xbox here soon, I believe.
Really?
And then apparently possibly an indie one. But you'll have to click
Maybe.
subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when that does happen. For now, I've been Super Nolan Man with that boy Few and the Hyrule King, and you all can have a great week.